Welcome back. In this video, I will tell you about how we choose our projects, the steps we take, how we think about them, how we analyze them, and how we make the decision to invest in a project. So let's start it. These are the steps that we take. We take 7 steps that it looks very overwhelming, but I will show you here. Don't get worried. It's a process that will go very smooth for you. So the market cap. You already know what is the market cap because you already watched the previous video, right? If not, go back and watch that video and then come here and continue watching this one. So the mid and the small market caps. So the projects with the mid and small market cap have a higher potential to grow. If you like to take risks, then you might choose smaller market cap projects, right? The smaller the project, the higher the risk. In our case, we try to always look at the mid cap projects because that's where we feel comfortable with our investment and feel like our risk is good enough for us because the crypto environment, all this crypto world is already risky. So for us, the higher and mid cap is the best spot for our risk tolerance. So where you can check the market cap, you don't have to be calculating everything because there are some websites that you can go and check. The ones that I really love is the Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko. I use them both at the same time so I can compare the information that they have. The second thing that we check right away is the token velocity. So we know how many times the tokens are moving from one person to another. If you haven't seen the velocity video, go check that because it's a very important topic that you need to know. And in our case, we try to invest in the long term. Most of our investment is on projects that are blockchain because that's what we like. and and if we base our analysis on the traditional world, on the traditional investment, we are looking for a velocity of the token that can get to 1.5 or 2. So let me show you how we think and how we look at the information, at the data. We are using here Theta as an example. So what we did with Theta is to check first the market cap. Here is coinmarketcap.com and also we will check coingecko.com. We check both of them at the same time so we know that the information is more accurate. The more information we have, the better, right? And we see here market cap. Well, it's about the 3 billion, which is considered the mid cap. So we are comfortable with that kind of risk. It's number 27 on the ranking, and we will check here in CoinGecko to double check if the information is the same. You see that here they are a little bit different on the numbers. Here they said that this ranking on number 28. Good enough for me. They never have exactly the same information, but it's good to compare both of them. And CoinGecko calculate for you the token velocity, so you don't have to calculate anything. So here we go to check the token velocity is 0.06, 0.07 kind of. So that's good for us, thinking that this might be a velocity close to 1.5, according to what we see in the traditional market with deposits, with the mutual funds, with things like that. This is closer to that. It's not too close to zero. If will be 0.00006, then is a no-no. And the last thing we check for now is when it started. If you go to the max here, or if you go to the coinmarketcap.com, you put all. So then you know when it started. It started on 2018, January 2018. So it's a pretty not too young, not too old project. And we see also that the price of the token have been increasing in the past year. And if we see here at the beginning of the run, the volume was 45 million. So then we see that along with the price increase, also the volume increased a lot. And that's telling me, according to the velocity, is that most of the people looks like they are buying, but they are also holding. So looks like people are thinking on a long-term investment in this kind of project. You see, the velocity is not that high and the volume is increasing. The next step that we take is to check at the exchange listing. What we want to see here is how easy it is to buy and sell a coin or a token. So what do we check here? Well, which exchanges have the possibility to trade this token? If these exchanges are well known, if they have a large user base, if they have a market depth that is enough for high quantities of transactions. And we check all of this in CoinGecko. So let's go to coingecko.com to check this information. So here we have Theta Network, and if you scroll all the way down, you will see the exchanges. Here they list them and they have a trust score. So if it's green here, it means that it's a trusted exchange according to users, to the experience that they have. If it's yellow, red, don't go there. And here they have the names of the exchanges and what options they have to exchange Theta for USDT, to Bitcoin, and things like that. So here we can see what is the price they have right now, what is the spread. That's what you all are looking for sometimes when you ask, oh, Kate Val, how much it costs to do this transaction? You go here and you check the spread. The spread is their commission. And here in these two columns, we see the depth. In here, we want to see how much money they have to cover like big amount of transactions. If suddenly everyone wanna change Theta for USDT, how prepared they are to cover these transactions. If they don't have too much to cover for this, then that will be a problem of liquidity in the exchange. So then you will not be able to do transactions. And this is very important for the future because one day you will want to change all your millions and start using the money to buy a house, to pay for your kids' school or things like that. So let's say in paper, you will be like, oh, I'm rich, I'm making so much money with this coin, whatever coin it is, whatever token, and you're like, yeah, in the website, in the screen, it looks like I'm a millionaire. But then you go to exchange it and you cannot exchange it for nothing. The exchanges don't have enough money to cover for it, and nobody wanna change that token for US dollars or for anything else. Bitcoin, nothing. Nobody cares about that. So here we see, yeah, it's good enough. They have good enough amount of liquidation. So in case of some crazy bull run happen, they will have how to cover. And also you can see here the volume of their transactions in the past 24 hours. Okay, the next step is the white paper. You might be thinking, oh my God, I had to read all this technical stuff. Really? No, don't worry. You don't have to read the whole paper because it's very technical, it's very confusing, and regular people like you and me, might not understand most of it. So don't worry. But there are things that you have to kind of look for and pay attention of what are they planning to do and how they will do it. So you can get this information in the white paper or also on their website, depending on each project. They might have a very good website where they summarize everything, where they make videos, everything. So you might not need to go through the paper, right? So these are the things that you need to pay attention to. Is the project solving any problem? If it doesn't solve any problem, in my case, in our case with Val, we don't put our money there. You might think differently, but in our case, we don't put our money on something that will not solve a real problem. There are a lot of tokens there that they are collectible things like these Pokemon cards and stuff like that. We personally don't see the value there. Some other people might see value. That's okay, but we don't invest in the long term on these kind of projects. Only the projects that are solving a real problem. Also, the consensus mechanism. The main consensus mechanism are the proof of work and the proof of stake. And this is what the blockchain use for all these processing the transactions. So if you are looking for a project that is not a blockchain, it's important to know in which blockchain they are planning to do their projects, because then you will have a better understanding of the possibilities that they will have. Next, the interoperability of the protocol. It sounds very fancy, but what it means is that if the project has the options, have the system to interconnect with other projects. Like the case of the DeFi projects, are they capable to interact, to exchange information with other projects? And the same with blockchains, are they planning to create this connection between other projects or maybe information from the real world, things like that? Is there any option to interoperate? The next one is the scalability of the network. That means that how prepared they will be for massive use of the network. Are they prepared for one day, I don't know, a lot of people will come and start using the platform, start using the project? Are they prepared to work with higher volumes of transactions? This is very connected to the consensus mechanism, to the blockchain where is the project functioning, because we know that Ethereum is having some issues with the scalability. Their proof of work is not prepared to handle big amount of transactions, so then the transactions become more expensive, and that is affecting the blockchain and the projects that live inside that blockchain. So even if you are not evaluating a blockchain, it's very important to know where is this project living in which kind of blockchain, right? The next one is the project roadmap. All the projects need to show you what they are planning to do and when they are planning to do it. So they all need to show you a roadmap. Usually they update them every year. Some of them they they have the main roadmap, and then they start updating the information according to the progress. So you need to see what is their vision. And most of the things that will be listed there, they are very technical. You might not understand it, but it's very important to pay attention to it, because if a project tells you that they are planning to kick out Bitcoin and become the project with the best market cap in 1 year, you know that that will not be possible. You know already that if they are promising too much, then there is a red flag, right? And the last one is the technology stack. I personally don't look at this too much because it's too technical, and it's too much for me. I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the smartness to understand what it's all about. But if you are more like tech person, you can read this. The technology stack is the whole system behind a project, like the technical system, what kind of softwares or algorithm they are using. It's like, let's say for the internet, is everything behind the internet to make it function, how they connect the websites, how all these things, technical systems that I don't understand. But if you want to learn it, go ahead and check that information about the project, because it's also important. So let's go back to our analysis of theta so we can check all of this information in real world. So here we have the thetatoken.org. That's the website of the project. So here in the main page, you can pretty much see all the information already. You can see the validators that work there. They have some news that is very important to read. And here, the main thing that I always look for whenever I go to look something new, I go to the problems that they are trying to solve. So here we see that they are trying to solve three main problems: the poor quality of the video streaming, that I personally understand because we are doing videos, we are doing live streaming, we are doing videos in YouTube, and we see the need for a better system, because the quality is not as good as supposed to be with the technology that we have now, with all this virtual reality and all these better cameras, better microphones, 4K, 5K, all the stuff. The system right now is not capable to handle that. So then you see all the buffering and all these cats and all this stuff. And this is connected. The point one and two, they are kind of very connected about the quality of the data, and as a result is turned in a very bad experience for the creator and for the consumer. And this, what I see that is very important for all the YouTubers, all the people, all the creators out there, including us, is the centralized and inefficient system. That means that all the creators out there that want to share knowledge, that want to share arts, that want to share whatever they want to share, is a very centralized industry where the creators don't have enough revenue to live from their passions or things like that. And then you see the solution under that. Right after the problem, they tell about the solution. So they say that they want to solve this problem, and they are creating a reward system, and they will increase the quality of the streaming. It will be all smooth and very good quality, and you will see all the imperfections of my face. And then reduced cost of delivering video streaming. So you say, oh, it sounds very good, very appealing. It looks like they want to solve a problem, but how they will do all of that? It sounds too good to be true. Well, maybe not. Maybe they have the technology and the knowledge to do it. So let's see how they are planning to do this. If you go down here, they have the white paper, the documentation. And if we open it, we will go here and try to check what is the most important stuff that I want to know. So first, I want to know what mechanism are they using. Multi-level BFT consensus mechanism. Sounds fancy. What does mean? If you want to read all of this, it will be very interesting, but mainly they are saying that they will have the main validators, that in this case are big companies, and then in the second layer they will have the guardians. So the validators create all the blocks of the chain, and the guardian nodes are the ones that are finishing this block, that they're kind of signing the paper and say, okay, it's good. So very interesting way to process transactions. So then we come here and continue looking for information that we need to know. So here is something that is appealing. Let's see. This is telling you that they are fully compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. This is very good because then the projects that are already in Ethereum will have the freedom to choose if they want to move here, if they see that this blockchain actually is meeting all their needs, and they will have the freedom to move from one blockchain to another. And we go back again and we continue looking. And here's something important, a dual currency system and token mechanism. Let's see what is it. So here they are telling you that they will have two tokens. We know already is the Theta token and the TFU, and they explain how they work. And here something very important is that they will have a fixed amount of Theta token, which is very important for us to know as investors, that only 1 billion will be out there and nothing else will be created. No more tokens will be ever created. So let's go back to coinmarketcap.com. So here we can see here max supply, that's the maximum, and is also the total supply. And here they have the circulating supply. What is circulating right now is exactly the same. So that means that they didn't hold anything in their company. They just created this max supply and then they gave it to the investors, to the nodes, the validators, the guardians, is distributed. That means that the creators of this blockchain don't have any power of centralization because they are already distributed. It's circulating. Interesting. And that's how you check quickly all the information in the white paper. And the next thing that you need to check is the team. And here is where you do like stalking and you go to all the social medias possible and check who are the people behind the project. They will list it in the website, they will list it in the white paper, and then you have to do more research. You will have to check LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and look who they are. And if they have the knowledge, if they have a big technical team with some expertise, with some experience, and something very important that I pay attention to is that if they have a bigger marketing and business team, bigger than the technical team, that kind of give me a red flag, and I said, I don't trust it too much. Not because I don't trust marketing and business people, because I studied that, but what I mean here is that if they're focusing all most of their attention on the marketing, on the business part of the project, then I'm not interested in it. Because we have seen a lot of projects that are very good with marketing, but they they are not very good with the technical progress of the token. So I prefer to put my money in the things that I know are valuable, the people that have these smart people that have all their passion and attention on the progress of the technical thing. So the next one is the community. The community also, you had to do some kind of stalking and start checking who is behind all this project, who are investing in the project. And you had to go to all the social media again and see how they are interacting with each other. Are they engaged? Are they sharing information, sharing knowledge, and having very interesting discussions? That's what I look in a community. If the community gives all these bad feelings and hate to other projects and focusing on this stuff, on who is better and who is more cool, I personally don't care about that. I'm interested that the project will be a good project for the future that will solve a problem and will have a good, strong community, because the community is what gives life to the project. And the next one is the development. You need to know if the project is active, if the project is creating transactions, if there are some people staking. So you have to see the development of this project. You might be in the position that you are analyzing, you are evaluating a project that hasn't started yet, that all is only the white paper, is only the idea. So you might not be able to check all of this, but for projects that are already out there, that already have a market cap, that already have all of the other things we have been talking about, you need to check their progress, their development. And here I will show you how to quickly check all of this stuff that I have told you. First, let's go to coingecko.com. Again, let's go back there. And here you can check all their social media. You can check their community on Twitter, Discord, Reddit, everywhere. And also you can check their websites, the white paper. They have all the information here. If you are confused, you can always come here and click on these links. And in the case of Theta, you can check already their development, their transaction, how they are doing. So here they have their current transactions, the blocks that have been created, the last transactions. Oh, Coinbase. That's interesting. They are not listed there yet. That might be a clue. Who knows? Speculation. So you also can see how many circulating supplies. We already talked about this. That was the max supply, the total supply, and the circulating supply. They are all the same. And something very important here is this information. How many tokens, Theta tokens, have been taken from this circulating supply? So we see that is 57%, almost 58, that is already staking, that people are holding it. So if we go back to our analytics here, then we can confirm what we were guessing before, right? When we just started analyzing, when we saw that the volume of transaction increased from here to here, very exponential, but also we see that the velocity of the token is kind of low. So that means what we said at the beginning, that might be because of the staking. And now we can confirm that information, knowing that most of the people, more than 50% of the people out there, they are deciding to hold the token. So here you see the potential of the price increase of the token, because if you think, oh, maybe this will continue be the trend, that maybe people will continue holding it. that from this 50, almost 58%, some people might be willing to always sell their tokens, but most of the people will might continue holding because they have an incentive to hold it. And as we learned here in this community, in this course, that the velocity of the token will create this price increase. So, what do you think? Is Theta a good option to put your money on? You already know that we are very passionate about this project, that we invested on it, and yeah, we are holding our tokens, most of them. So yeah, we are part of this 58%. And but here is your decision. You have to decide what to do with your money. You might go our way, or you might decide to put your money in something more risky or maybe less risky. Here is how we analyze and how we make our decisions, but we want to show you so you can make your own decisions, and you will make decisions based on your analysis and your understanding and your way of thinking. And I just want to give you a bonus tip. Follow your intuition. We saw here all the steps that you had to follow, everything that we analyze, and all these things are very analytical, very mind focused, right? Thinking. But also, it needs a level of intuition. You have to learn how to listen to your gut feeling, right? If this feels right, if this investment feels right for me, and listen to that, because you might know a lot, have a lot of knowledge. You might follow all the steps and do all the calculations and all the analytics, but if it doesn't feel right, you should stop, take a moment, go for a walk, maybe sleep at night, leave it for tomorrow, and then make the decision. Val and me, we follow our intuition 100%. If it doesn't feel right, we don't go ahead with any investment. And we have been following our intuition for all our life. So I believe it's a very important part of our life. It's what makes us different from robots, from all this artificial intelligence. So get used to listen to your gut and start analyzing, start playing around, reading papers and reading news and all this information that is out there, and start making your opinions, your decisions, and share them in our community in Discord, and we can create this conversation between all of us, all the VIP members that are learning and are sharing their own opinions. So see you then.